You teased us and let us know that
Well,
we were going to
that's
be
me.
talking about some snappers over here, so let's just get right into it.
Yeah, man. We're going to say once more, that the season's open up June 1st, and, you can only keep 2 per person when you're out there in the federal waters, past 9 miles. Inside of 9 miles, you can keep 4, but that doesn't mean you can keep 6. You can go out there and catch 2 and 4. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Don't come in with more than 4, just like Chad was just telling you. This is one of the most sought-after bottom fish. Groupers and these little red snappers are probably the ones that everybody wants to catch. They're really good to eat. They have a whole lot of meat on them for how big they are. They fight hard. They're usually very willing to eat once you find them.
Right.
You can find a whole lot of them at one time. Usually you're getting into a bunch of them when you do find them. And like I said, they eat readily. They respond well to chum. So if you're going to go out there, a couple of chum bags over the side's going to help anchor up of the, up current of the rig or the wreck or whatever that you mark the fish on. That's normally how people find them. They get over some nice hard bottom that they know about and try to mark fish. A lot of times, though, you don't have to mark fish for fish to be there.
Right.
It's kind of weird. You'll see, a lot of fish on top of a wreck sometimes, and you'll go down there and you can't get a bite. And sometimes you'll go to that same wreck and you're not marking much of anything. You'll send a couple of baits down and boom, you'll catch a couple big ones or something.
Right.
So, always give it a try. If you've made the effort to get to a spot, go ahead and make a couple of drops. Even before you put your chum out and stuff, because the fish, if they're there, they'll be really eager to bite real quickly when something gets down there.
Right.
Those first couple of baits especially.
Right.
And if you use a big bait, you'll weed out some of the smaller fish, especially right off the bat, because the little fish will come in there to tear up that big old bait, and the bigger snapper will see that commotion and rush in there and eat the big bait that the little guys can't eat, and that's how you'll catch a big one.
And the
sometimes.
other thing that happens too is remember this, guys, the littler fish are really going to be tight in the school for safety reasons.
Right.
And so a lot of times you can catch the big fish on the edge of that. So if you know where the wreck is, you drive over the wreck or the structure and you mark that big cloud of fish. Maybe you want to fish right before you get to that and right after you pass that with that big bait. And that's when you'll find those bigger fish as well.
And like I said before, once you make those first couple of drops and maybe you get bit, maybe you don't, you can back up a little bit up current and then put your chum out. And then, if there's a lot of fish on the wreck and you put a whole lot of chum out, sometimes you can get them right up close to the surface, and they'll eat all kinds of stuff. Now, we're going to usually target them with a fish finder rig for single fish, for a single big fish.
Right.
You're going to use a fish finder rig with a big bait on it, either a whole squid or a skeleton of a butterfly jack or something. Biggest red snapper I ever caught, I caught on a whole Alacamo jack that was just butterflied on a big weight like that, drifting over a good bottom. Now, if you're in a place where there's a whole lot of fish, in a wreck size, little, keeper sized fish, just in the min, and you can get a bunch of them, then you go to something like a chicken rig where you can catch 2 at a time.
Right.
Use a 100-pound test leader, if you're catching these smaller fish. Chad, he likes to use big fat leaders no matter what, because he likes to sling the fish over, and it's easier on his hands. He doesn't have to wear a glove with 200-pound.
Right.
But when you're using little, lighter
80
stuff,
pound,
it can hurt. It can cut you. So he likes to use great big fat leaders. He's usually not worrying about getting a bite because once he gets the chum out, they're going to come and bite pretty good. I always try to use a circle hook. That's almost, it goes without saying nowadays. If I'm fishing on the bottom, I'm going to be using a monofilament leader with a circle hook with braided main line. And the reason being is because when you're using braided line, you're going to feel everything.
Right.
I've deep dropped in 1,900 feet of water, and you could feel little bait fish ticking on the bait when you're using braid.
Right.
And you can't really do that with mono. So when you've got put you some 60-pound diamond braid out on a little Pen 20 or a 40 squall, let's say.
Right.
Something that has up to about. You don't need a whole ton of drag. If you've got 20 or 30 pounds of drag on there, it's probably not going to, and none of these red snapper are probably going to pull that off, and you want to lock it down pretty good and get those fish coming to you. Once you get their head up coming to you, don't stop winding. Try to keep that little short pumps, don't go over your eyes, don't be lifting real high. shorts from the water to your eyeballs, little short pumps, and keep them going. Wind and pump, wind and pump.
And remember this, guys, if you want to catch a fish jigging
Right.
or on artificial, you want to fish your artificials when you first get there.
Right.
Before you introduce the bait, because you're going to catch some more aggressive fish on the artificials, and the less aggressive, you might have to use the bait.
Right.
But the fish bites are going to tease them and trick them off.
It makes them eat for some reason.
It certainly does.
Wow, guys, that was a very informative session. I enjoyed it and learned a lot.
Thank you. Well, Dave.